Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Triple Play Fantasy YouTube channel. I'm your host, your Jacob Dunn, and today I'm going to be going over everything you need to know for Week 23, such as teams who play 5 times, 4 times, and 3 times. Widely available players to consider streaming who play 5 times and 4 times in both shallow and deep leagues. And I'll also go over the teams who have back-to-backs in Week 23 so we can maximize your moves. All right, so without further ado, let's dive in. The Cleveland Cavaliers are the one and only team who play 5 times in Week 23. Unfortunately, most of the safe floor Cavs are rostered in way over 50% of Yahoo leagues, but I have a few for you to consider who are widely available, so stay tuned. Next, we have 22 total teams playing 4 games next week. Honestly, I should have just put a list of teams not playing 4 games. Cough, Nets, Hornets, Grizzlies, Timberwolves, Pelicans, and Suns. Cough. But alas, I wanted to give you guys a visual of all the teams playing 4 times. Just look at all those teams. I bet you're grinning ear to ear thinking about the amount of dudes you got going 4+ times next week. You love to see it. And based on these teams, plus the Cavs, of course, I have 10 elite streaming options, plus 6 deep league streaming options for you to consider. And first up, we got Tre Mann. The 21-year-old has been a Tre Mann on a mission since returning from ankle injury, averaging 18.7 points, 5.1 rebounds, 3.6 threes, 3 assists, and 0.9 stocks, while playing 31.3 minutes over his last 7 games. The rookie is on fire and needs to be on your championship squad rest of season. And next we got Aleksej Pokuševski, aka Poku, has been a top 40 contributor over the last week, averaging 10.5 points, 9 boards, 4.3 dimes, 1.5 steals, 1 3, and 1 block over his last 4 games. All right, the Serbian big man is on fire and shouldn't be on anyone's waiver wire. Next, we got Drew Eubanks. The 25-year-old keeps making my list because he just keeps getting the job done. Not only is he starting in Portland, but he is thriving, averaging 16.1 points, 8.9 boards, and 2.7 assists, while shooting 65.3% from the field over his last 7 games. Now, I wish he blocked more, but he is providing enough points, rebounds, and field goal percentage to be rostered and started in every league format. And next, we got Davion Mitchell. The 23-year-old is on fire over his last 3 games, averaging 21.7 points, 6 assists, 2.3 threes, and 1 steal, while shooting 47.1% from the field. Now, Mitchell is only going to start for as long as De'Aaron Fox is out of the lineup with a hand injury, but I am willing to bet Sacramento puts the kid gloves on Fox being out of playoff contention. And even if Mitchell comes off the bench, he still should get plenty of minutes and provide plenty of points, assists, threes, and steals the rest of the way. And next we got Trey Lyles. Don't look now, but the 26-year-old has started the last 12 games for the Sacramento Kings, averaging 11.9 points, 6.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 1.2 threes, and 0.7 stocks in 25.7 minutes. With Sabonis out for Week 23, Lyles should continue to start and be a points league dandy and a reliable scorer and rebounder with a splash of assists and threes for 9-cat managers. All right, next we got Alperen Sengun. All right, the Turkish big man is thriving off the bench over his last 4 games, averaging 12 points, 7.8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.3 blocks, and 1 steal while shooting 48.6% from the field in 22.8 minutes. Sengun would be my number 1 streamer if the Rockets would just let the kids play. But still, the rookie is getting consistent minutes off the bench and should be a reliable source of points, rebounds, and defensive stats in Week 23. And next we got Goga Bitadze. All right, the Indiana tank for Chet Holmgren / Paolo Banchero is on. Indiana keeps resting their players, giving Goga consistent minutes over his last 3 games, averaging 18.3 points, 6.7 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1 3, 1.3 steals, and 0.7 blocks while shooting a scorching 77.4% from the field. You can bet the 22-year-old will do all he can to solidify a rotation spot next year when Indiana is fully healthy. So I expect him to have some big games this week. And next we got Immanuel Quickley. Quickley is becoming an elite option off the bench for the Knicks over his last 5 games, averaging over 15 points, 4.8 assists, 4.6 rebounds, and 2 threes while chipping in with 0.6 steals. With New York falling out of playoff contention, you can bet the 22-year-old will see plenty of minutes off the bench down the stretch. And next, we got Precious Achiuwa. All right, over the last week, he's averaging 15 points, 7.7 rebounds, and even chipping in with 1.7 threes while shooting over 50% from the field. All right, this is a very consistent and reliable big man for Toronto and will be a consistent, reliable player for your fantasy team down the stretch. All right, and last up on my shallow streamer list is Isaac Okoro. You know I had to add a Cavalier on my list, being the only team with 5 games next week, and Okoro is starting and has been a top 100 fantasy producer over the last 2 weeks, averaging 11.3 points, 2.9 rebounds, 1.9 assists, and 1.4 threes, along with 1 steal while shooting 53.6% from the field in 34.5 minutes over the last 8 games. Okay, Okoro is a very safe option who is going to see 30-plus minutes a night next week. So scoop him up if you need field goal percentage and 3-and-D stats, along with low-end rebounds and assists. And here is a list of my deep league streamers that all play 4 games and one that plays 5 games that you should consider streaming. And first up, we got Chris Dunn. Dunn got the surprise start over Brandon Williams last week and produced 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. And whether he starts or not moving forward, stream Dunn if you need steals. Next, Nicolas Claxton has been a solid big man over the last 8 games, averaging 9.6 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks while shooting over 70% from the field. Stream him if you need blocks, field goal percentage, and decent points and rebounds. All right, and next is Lamar Stevens. Has been very decent over his last 4 games, averaging 11.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and 1 steal. With the Cavs playing 5 times next week, Stevens is a must-start in deep leagues. And Dwight Powell is heating up over his last 2 games, averaging 17.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 1 steal while shooting 87.5% from the field. He has also started the last 23 games for Dallas, so look his way if you need a safe big man floor. And Deni Avdija is enjoying a nice stretch over his past 5 games, averaging 12 points, 5.2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 3, and 1 stock in 27.5 minutes. Lastly, Ben McLemore is straight up on fire over his last 4 games off the bench, averaging 18 points, 3.5 threes, 2.8 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. He is a surefire 3-point streamer. And lastly, here are the list of teams with back-to-backs next week. All right. The last few strategy videos I've made, I included teams playing back-to-back on Sunday, Monday to start the next week. But there are none this time around since there are 0 games being played on Monday, April 4th. So if your league extends into week 24, there are no teams playing back-to-back Sunday, Monday. So keep that in mind. But for now, for week 23, we got the Bulls going Monday, Tuesday. We got the Mavericks, Wizards going Tuesday, Wednesday. We got the Cavs, Hawks going Wednesday, Thursday. We got the Pistons, Lakers, Clippers, and Bucks going Thursday, Friday. We got a big donut for Friday, Saturday. And then we got a huge back-to-back game slate Saturday and Sunday with the Warriors, Knicks, 76ers, and Heat. So make sure to take a screenshot of this page and let's maximize those moves so you can get the most out of every day. And thank you so much for tuning in. All right, make sure to like this video if you enjoyed today's content, and please subscribe to the channel and comment if you are rolling with any of my streamers. All right, you can find me on Twitter at Ain't Done Yet, and Dunn is spelled D-U-N-N-E. And before you go, here is a word from our sponsor, OddsJam.
This video is being sponsored by OddsJam. OddsJam is an innovative solution designed to identify odds that make you the winner every single time. They have the fastest real-time data to spot discrepancies between different sports books and help users place risk-free bets. Profits average 3% every day, which adds up to big earnings. So how does OddsJam work? Well, OddsJam processes the odds over 1 million odds a minute to find the selected few profitable betting opportunities. You as the user will then receive notifications of these opportunities in real time. Finally, you'll place your bets on multiple sports books to cover all possible outcomes. That way, no matter who wins, you do. And so, how are you ready to experience the risk-free profits for yourself? Well, what you can do is you can go to oddsjam.com, and if you use referral code TriplePlay, you'll be able to get a 7-day free trial to access this stuff for yourself. So make sure you check them out today. Now let's get back to the video.
All right, guys, God bless. And let's dominate week 23 together. All right. Cheers.